We all podcast.
We alive. That's my buddy.
You got a good groove on there.
Yeah, he's a good artist, good local artist.
I don't do any of this stuff on my podcast. I just start talking.
Hey, welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. I'm Charlie Perry, and I have Princess Merrilee of Solana. This girl is amazing. Well, this woman, I got corrected a couple of weeks ago. I called a woman a girl, and she was all over me. But this woman is this woman is amazing talent. She is captivating from her appearance to her talent. Her blessed talent is her amazing shows that are on Spotify. And her book is just, it's 5 stars. And if you can duplicate 5 stars, then she gets 10 stars. This is just a amazing book. And I'm not finished with it yet, but I do have I have a responsibility to you as a fan, Merrilee, to complete the whole book A to Z, because what I am reading, I am so amazed, and it's almost like common sense, and I'm like, more people need to have this book. They really, really need to have this book. So let me check all the streaming and make sure that we are live on every platform. Facebook Live, the Really Charlie podcast group. I just want to make sure everything is visible, because we need some comments. We need some conversation. The conversation needs to come. And so we can speak to Merrilee. I'm going to ask her some questions, and we're going to go from there. So it looks like everything's good.
Yeah.
And all right, let's see. Well, oops, one more. I got to change my audience to public. It's very important. Here we go. All right, Merrilee. Like I said, every morning I'm basically on Spotify trying to look for something that I can listen to, and I can't get away from listening to you and John. And now that you had sent me the book, and now I have an Audible. Oh my God. The book is amazing. Both your books are amazing, right?
Yeah.
And John, that when they're talking about that voyage, that journey, I was so glued into it. And I was like, this needs to be a movie. And then I'm like, what's taking people so long to not see this, So, but we're gonna talk about the game. It says winning by virtue, one move at a time. All right, and this is the book. It is so beautiful. It's perfect color. And look, the chess piece. And the game is the queen. Actually, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. You ever think about Queen Merrilee of Solana?
Well, there's a story there.
Okay.
There's a story there. Mm-hmm.
I have let me just go. I want to tell everybody that the link for the game is in the comments section. Please click on that link if you can, or go to Amazon and definitely order the book. The book is well worth it. It's the thickness is amazing. It's great. Interesting reading. You will not put the book down. So we're gonna go. Let's talk about the Merrilee show. Are you still consistently doing that?
So it's gone through so many changes, and in 2020, I literally energetically just got pulled back, and I just said, that's it. That's our last show. And at the time, my co-host was like, wait, what? Because I just do things by spirit, and I'm like, no, that's it, I'm done. So kind of cut it off then, and I was gone for a while. I haven't gone back to YouTube, but obviously I'm on different platforms, and then
Mm-hmm.
something happens to those platforms, and um, so now I'm on Spotify. Now I
Yes.
yeah. So now I decided to go to Spotify, and it's a little bit different. So with my co-host, she used to bring topics to me, and then we would talk about that. So it's gone through a metamorphosis, and now it's more of a um, like I do it late at night when
Mm-hmm.
I have time, and it's just me, giving my thoughts, and that's
It's
it.
a
And
yeah.
really no hoopla whatsoever.
It's a nice wind down conversation when you and John get on, right? It's it's almost like you guys are right along the fence line of your yards, just talking to each other, or maybe even on the porch or in the backyard, and just having a conversation.
Right.
And that's what I like about it. It's so organic, and it seems, well, it's not scripted in my eyes. It's a conversation, and I like that because now it draws my attention even more. I'm like, all right, let me get into it. Let me start listening to them. Um,
So just to be clear, though, you asked me about the Merrilee show.
yeah,
So the Merrilee show is different from John and I. John and I do High in the Canopy.
yes, I'm glad you said that. Um, the Merrilee show, I got bits. I got just a few shows out of that when we were on the other platform,
Right.
and High on the Canopy is this. It's becoming my favorite, and for all the reasons that I just talked to you about.
Good.
Um, and I've like it, and I'm always trying to make sure that check my notifications, and that way I can get on there and listen to you. And I don't want to miss any of them because they get my day going. They kind of, as you're at home, kind of doing your wind down thing at late at night. I'm the opposite. I'm in the morning listening to you, and it gets my day started.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that, and 5 stars to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, like my show, the Merrilee show, I do late at night after, everything is done, and then I'm just winding down, and I decide to go on and just start talking. John and I, we just go on when we have time to talk.
Yeah. Hmm.
We're letting you into our conversation, and that's really how it is.
Yeah. It's like I said, I can't say it enough how much I do love it.
Good.
Um, the book, The Game, right? Um, Now it's been what, a year,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm correct. And the craziest thing is, right, when you first started kind of putting those pre-plugs on that the book is coming, the book's coming, and then you look at it and it's like the game, and then you had to put some price in there. So like they believe the price said $999, something like that, crazy, right? Like what's and then I caught on. I said, well, I know what that is. That's just got to put something out there real quick so um it could be advertised. I get it. The
I'm
game,
not sure. I
yep.
know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the course, or the book?
This was the book because when I
Oh,
put the book in, it was coming up like that. And
huh.
and now that you mentioned about the course, that's another option, that another blessing that you have, another gift that you have, that you are able to speak to someone through a series of classes, and I like that. I wish I could do it, and right now I can't. So, but I need to do that only because it's. I think if I'm in class with you with a great teacher, it will I will absorb it like I do with audio, right? Audio books. I absorb them so quickly, they kind of sink in real quick. I'm that audio type person. I'm the kid that was in the class that was always paying attention. But if you get me to read, I'm gonna read, and then at some pages I'm gonna read it over again. It's just something with me. Maybe that's why I didn't get promoted on the job, because it was tons of reading. But I did good in school, in college. I did real well. So um, let's go with some of the questions that I asked you, right? That I'm going to ask you, and
Okay.
unless you had something you wanted to add real quick. So
No, what you said about the 9.99 tells me what the perception was. So that was not for my book, clearly. No,
okay, yeah,
no. And it's part of an audio course.
okay,
Right. So it will streamline you, but it's definitely not complete, as the book has everything in it.
yeah, sure does.
Hmm.
Um,
It
I
does.
like I said, the link for her book is definitely in the comment section. Please, go to Amazon, purchase the book. You will not go wrong. And if you don't like the book, guess what? I'll buy it from you. Right? I will buy it from you. The all right. Question number one, Merrilee.
Hmm.
It says, "What is the central concept of the game by Princess Merrilee, as described in your excerpt? What is What is the central concept about your book?"
So basically, what I'm doing is I'm simplifying the complexity of love so
Mm,
that we can all have a manual to refer to. And, if you're reading it, for those who have read it, understand that it's pretty indisputable. Because once you
mm.
read it, you're like, why didn't I think of that? Why am I acting like this? Why did I never be like that?
It's so true.
Yeah, it's clear and obvious. And, people, it kind of sets you back because you're like, wait a minute, like all this, you just have this aha moment. Like, what was I thinking?
Hmm. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
Yes.
that's what it is. And I put it in game form so that there was order, because right now we've got the whole population with an opinion about love, and
Yes.
our opinions don't align, and they don't align at the same time. So we might all understand and agree that patience is good, integrity is good, humor is good. We,
Yes.
we need to be compassionate. Right. We understand this is good, but we don't understand when it's good. And we
Hmm.
understand what we're doing that's contrary to those things. So in our mind, if we believe that, love is good and integrity is good, and we want honest people who keep their word, and we can all agree on that. However, we don't understand what we're doing that is contrary to that.
Hmm.
And so we're losing trust immediately with people. And this is why we say, well, it takes a long time. It takes a long time to earn my trust. No,
Hmm.
it's because it was already lost and you didn't recognize it.
Uh, Good point. Good point. And it's so true. I'm that type of person that it will take. It's something instantly, and it's going to take me a while. Something has to happen, but it has to happen one on one with me and that person, so I can gain that trust. Um,
So
and
you know what that is, Charlie?
what,
It's a twisted understanding of what trust is.
hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
It's what we've learned. How do I know I can trust you?
Hmm.
You have to prove it to me. If we don't know what we're looking for, how do we know?
True.
So all of a sudden we're looking for a feeling, a thing, and some sort of event that's going to say, "Oh, you're trustworthy." It doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if we understand what trust is, what it means to actually trust somebody, then we don't know we're doing it or not doing it. We have trust issues.
I get it. I get it. And I absolutely agree. I do. I do. I do. Um, how does Princess Merrilee simplify the complexity of love in her book, in your book?
Okay, so with the game, it's like chess. All right. And people go, but there aren't any games in relationships, Merrily. I don't need that. I don't believe in that. I'm too mature for that. And it's like, what you're doing is you're making an assumption and drawing a conclusion prior to asking any questions. And this is typical to our behavior every single day.
That's my dad used to say, theory without practice. And it's so true. It's that barrier real quick, it shouldn't be like that. You told me about the book and I bought it. And I had the utmost confidence. I had that instant trust, right? And I bought the book. And so, I get it. It's easy reading. Some books that I get, it's a little complex for me sometimes, and I put it down, and I'll bring it to the library. I'll put it I'll donate it to a book. I won't throw it away. Books are too valuable to me, regardless of what's in it. It should stay on the shelf or stay in custody of somebody. So, but no, you did a great job. And actually, can I backtrack a little bit?
Sure.
Let's talk about why you created this book, this gift. What just said, hey, I got to do something. What made it your mission to create this book?
I was inspired. So basically, in 2009, I had made a personal decision to just focus on love. Nothing
Okay.
else. Nothing
Yeah.
else. Like no money, no career, no direction, no nothing. I was only going to focus on what love was, because the Bible says if you don't know love, you don't know God.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to know God.
And you mentioned that in your book, so I do get it.
So, okay, so then now I'm living this life every day, all the time, just focusing on that, and showing others how to do the same thing and how to solve all their problems with the power of love. And this is just my daily, life, not really thinking too much about it. And then I was doing the Merrilee show and, kind of straightening out twisted concepts about love, when all of a sudden I had, in 2017, I just saw everything changed. And it was like, I was just, I have to write this. And I just, and I went to Barnes and Noble and I got a journal and I just started writing. And in my kitchen, I had all of the virtues on the wall, and I had all of this stuff. My kids were like, "What are you doing, Mom?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I knew, and no one could see the vision. Like I had to keep reading it and revising it and cleaning it up. So it was so simple that it was undeniable.
Undeniable. And it had a fate. It had this fate that everything you thought about it. Well, I'm only kind of, this is my opinion, is you're thinking about it and say, I got to do this. This is right. This is right. And for all the right reasons you thought about your book and you created it, you got an award for it. And you're going to get many more for it. You're going to get many, many more awards for this outstanding book. And it's needed. It's so, so needed. I wish I can take this book and give it to every government official in the world or in this country and let them read it, right? This would be not only, not an assignment, but a requirement, right?
Right.
And it may change things. It may change a lot of things. So
It's definitely a standard and procedures manual.
you got it. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. That was a perfect description of it. And I now I had all these questions, and I'm sorry that I'm jumping.
That's okay.
Trying to let you. It's just something triggers. I gotta ask it, or I'll get your
That's how it
opinion
should
on
be.
it. Yes. All right. What role do? Sorry, I got my old man glasses on. What role do roles and pieces play in Princess Merrilee's approach to understanding love and the human behavior, or in human behavior?
Okay. Well, there's a lot of concepts about love that most of us know. We're reading those reels that are going around and memes that are going around, and we take little bits and pieces from this book and that book, and we have, post-it notes. But how do you put it together? How
Hmm.
do you put it together in real time to help you right now to give you the answer? And we don't have that. So in the game, it's not just about being nice and kind and considerate. It's about being strong in your conviction to love yourself first by having these pieces on the board, which are your virtues.
Hmm.
And when we realize, holy cow, I don't have any virtues, I never even thought about it.
Yeah. Winning
Mhm.
by virtue.
Right.
Winning by virtue. Right.
So, although we know again that patience is a virtue,
Hmm.
we know a lot of people don't know to acknowledge and accept. There's a lot of concepts or a lot of virtues in there, but it's the rules that we break that most people don't understand. That's what's contrary to love. That's what's creating your trust issues. That's what's creating your cycle of, failed relationships. That's what's pushing love away. And
Mm.
so I outline all of those rules. Stop doing this.
Yes.
And it's self-awareness.
Good. This is my good friend Joey Gonzalez joining us.
Hi,
Um,
Joey.
yes, good guy. It's my ace. Definitely good man, and glad he's here. Glad you're all here listening to Merrilee and myself have this conversation. This is this podcast is on YouTube. It's on Facebook Live. Later on, it will be on Spotify. So if you're in the car, you're driving to work in the morning, or just sitting around, um, put it on Spotify, and you'll get to hear this whole interview once again. And and if you're not listening to us live, thanks for, well, as we used to say before, thanks for listening to the replay. It's I appreciate it. Merrily, let's see, I have another question for you. Explain how Princess Merrily uses the concept of virtuous pieces to help players identify love in their lives.
Okay. Well, all right. So now we have one board, just like chess, two players. We've got 23 pieces and 51 rules that we're not to break.
Hmm.
Okay. The king is your honor and your integrity. And just like the king on a chessboard, it doesn't move around a lot. The whole idea is to keep it strong on the board. And your queen is your faith. She's the most important and powerful piece on the board. Once you lose your king is next.
Mm.
Okay, so you have the moment you realize my queen is off the board, meaning you're acting in fear, you
Yes,
have to get her back on the board and just pull back and understand.
yes,
So the,
exactly.
right. So the game concept, what it does is it teaches you how to improve your critical thinking skills because you're aware of these rules. You understand that there's only so many pieces. It's the same move all the time.
Hmm.
And I can only move once. So it's teaching you patience where people want to bulldoze a conversation, right? It's teaching you to be quiet, just move one piece and wait for your player. What we like to do typically is we'd like to jump ahead thinking, I already understand where you're going with this.
Hmm.
I know how you act. So I'm going to talk my way, into telling you. And people will say, why are you putting words in my mouth?
Yeah.
Right? So it teaches you patience. One move and make it a good one. And then have faith that that one move is enough right now.
Mm.
And that's
David.
all you have to do all day long with everyone in every situation. And if you're very disciplined to just do that, amazing things happen in your life
Mm.
because you're immersed into the field of love.
Exactly. Man, you're pretty good. I like it. I really do. Um, let's see. This question says, what are the 5 gates mentioned in the excerpt, and how do they relate to recognizing one's player in a relationship? Sorry, I messed that all up. Um, so, what are the 5 gates mentioned in your excerpt, and how do they relate to recognizing one's player in a relationship?
Okay. So the 5 gates to recognize your player is a breakdown of human behavior, what makes up a human being. And what's happening most of the time is that we are only looking at gate 1 and gate 2. That's
Mm,
as we get with people. And it's like, if I like you, number 1, the way you look. If you're physically attracted to me, or I'm attracted to you, then we've got a connection.
hmm
All right. So we like that. We like to be physically attracted. Number 2 is your personality. And everything seems to go into that gate, into your personality gate. So, if you're really smart, or if you're smart, if you are likable, if you're popular, if you're stylish, everything just goes in there. And this is what happens when we can't decipher what else is there to a person. There's only those 2 things.
hmm
Then you can't identify if this person is actually going to hurt you or not. And that's really what we're getting to. Are you going to hurt me?
hmm
Recognizing your player breaks it down through these 5 gates. And you've got the way you look, your physical attractiveness, your personality, and then I list all the things that go into a personality gate.
hmm
And then number 3 is your intellect. Now, your intellect, most people would just think that goes with your personality. It doesn't. There's 5 levels to that intellect, to your intelligence.
hmm
And the lower you are on those 5 levels, you will most definitely hurt your player. So for me, I'm recognizing my player all the time. I can identify immediately where I'm at. It's a formula. And people will tell you who they are immediately
Okay.
when they start talking. So the beauty about the 5 gates is that not only am I recognizing my player, but I'm also recognizing what I'm failing to recognize. Like if I'm attracted to someone and I'm thinking, ooh, they have a nice car and they're so handsome, and
hmm
everybody, they're attention, that kind of thing, that I'm wooed by that. Now I have something to look at and go, well, what am I seeing in this person? If I'm only attracted to gate 1 and gate 2, I'm gonna get hurt.
Yes. Mm. All right. Nice. It and when you gathered all this, right? Was it based on life experiences? Was it coming from a book? Or was it a combination of all of it? What was it?
It was all from me.
Yeah. Okay.
It's from me living this way for
Mm.
years.
Love it. Love it. See, makes the book even more deeper, right?
Right.
Makes it even more valuable. I mean, things we do are valuable because we did it. But when it gets that deep, there's something about this book. Now you can write many more, but I guarantee you it's not going to be as special as this book. It probably won't, right? And that's my opinion. You can call me, you can tell me later on, years to come, says, hey, Charlie Perry, remember when you talked to me in 2024 and you told me that, you know, that this would be that book? Well, I wrote another one and I think it's amazing. And, I'm going to say, okay, all right, let's, I'm a fan. I'll read it, but this is definitely like my first book. I don't think I can. I don't think I can ever top it. And it's not. It's not my best work, right? But it's something about that first book. It just it's in my heart, and soul, and it's titled A Poetic Pulse. Everything I do, I put a poetic pulse on. And but the game is definitely something that is real special, and God definitely gifted you with this, and I'm so happy to read it, be part of it, be part of your life with everything that you're doing. And,
Thank you, Charlie. I feel the
yeah,
same.
thank you. Yes, you definitely good, showing me a lot of love and support over the years, and I appreciate it. I really do. Um, let's go back to this amazing question, right?
Okay.
Let's go back to this question here that we talked about prior to this show. All right. And it came out two different ways. The quote was, I still love you, but I fell out of love with you. Is it hypocritical or a lie? And now you kind of phrased it too, that you heard it, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And let's talk about that, right? Because me personally, I think love is I don't think it has levels, or at least in me, it doesn't. I love you. It's going to be there, right? Well, for some reason, this statement seems like there's different levels of love, right? And it's actually saying I love you, but I don't. In my eyes, how do you feel about this
That's
statement?
why we need the book,
Mm-hmm.
because um, we struggle with the definition of love.
Yes, and I've heard you say that so many times, so many times, and it's so true. It is.
hmm And if we don't know what the definition of love is, when we proclaim to love someone, or we say that, well, I do love you, but I'm not in love with you, right? Do
Mm-hmm.
we really know what we're saying,
Yeah.
right? Number one, define love. If we can't define love, within 4 or 5 words,
Mm-hmm.
then we don't know what it is. And
So.
we have a tendency to want to define love with more and more and more, because everyone's got an opinion about what it is and we can't nail it down. So it has
Mm-hmm.
to be more, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So when
can't.
I say I love you, what am I saying?
I,
I'm saying
I,
I'm
go
not
ahead.
going to hurt you.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
making a statement that I will not hurt you.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. And it's and you kind of think of it, and if you keep that very lucid definition of it, you know, you're going to be all right. And we all going to be all right. Um,
It's deep though. It
yeah.
just the name is very deep. It at first you start compartmentalizing like the rules and the pieces, and you're trying to remember, and what did she say about this? What did she say about that? But once you start to understand that it's a formula, it gets very complex, and you start to see the world very differently.
Yeah.
It gets deeper and deeper into the whole um, mechanism of life,
Mm-hmm.
of like how people are behaving, systems behave, uh, the complexity between relationships, your own, other people's. You look at everyone going, wow, you identify pain immediately. You identify how people are pushing love away immediately.
Mm-hmm.
How those words, when I say, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Okay. What does that mean?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if I'm not in love with you, the trust is gone.
Hmm.
Because we go back to the 5 gates.
Yep.
If I'm physically attracted to you and your personality is really good and I really love that, and you are super smart, I
Mm-hmm.
really love how intelligent you are. Something you did caused me to lose my trust in you. And so therefore I love you, and even that we'll get into, but I'm not in love with you. I can't give you my trust.
Amazing. The and I want everyone to understand that this game, right? This is part of everything that you're doing in life.
Everything.
Everything and everybody, right? And don't think that it's made to be selective, and when you apply it and how to use the game and the rules of the game, it's about every single thing. And I can't help myself but praise this book so much, and what you did. And I think if everyone listened to you and your conversations, especially on the shows, um, and also read along in this book as it's going, you practice what you preach, right? You practice what you preach. And I like when John kind of quotes you a little bit on your own stuff, right? He's amazing, he was a good student, and I think you both are good students for each other. Um, but I actually got to get him on this podcast, right?
Yeah.
I really do, and because he's like that big brother, that you know that colleague, that mentor that you go to, you know. And I like that, but I think you both do that for each other on different occasions, for different occasions or different topics. You both kind of do that. And I can't I can't tell you how much, like, I'm listening to that Audible book, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm at work. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. I may, excuse the French, but I'm walking in the bathroom. I'm still listening to it. I'm still glued into it. Walking out. I'm probably, either laughing or like I got the curiosity all over my face. Something that's going on, and people are probably looking at me. What's going on with Charlie? What's wrong with him? But I was listening to the book, and
It's
it's
such a
definitely,
joy.
it
It is
is.
such an epic part of what is happening in the world right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Have the manual,
Yeah.
that's going to show us how to elevate and come together, unify in love. And then we've got John's book. And John's book is going to amaze you, tear at your heartstrings, make you laugh, entertain us. It's just so wonderful. And book 2 is about to be released.
Hmm.
You've
Nice.
got to get on board with John's book, because no matter where you start with the 3,
Yeah.
you just don't want to miss out on what's about to happen.
No, I'm surely not. I'm already addicted and glued in, and so it's definitely,
It's
I'm
about
going to be
it's
on the journey.
yeah, it's about humanity.
Hmm.
About the game is about the individual.
Yeah.
This is my book. I get to find out about me. I get to I understand about me, and when I understand about me, I see you clearly. And then we can come together in love. And then John's books are the backstory that's going to take you to the game. And
Hmm.
it's so epic that you
Yeah.
just, oh, God. I mean, I'm in love with it. I'm totally in love with it. I'm so blessed to have John in my life writing this story.
Nice. Nice. This is
Yeah.
my
How
good
far?
friend.
Yes. How far are you in the book?
Right about the first third of it, right about, I can tell you right now. It's not too far.
No, not my book. I'm talking about John's book. Listening to
John, I'm on chapter 42.
Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah, I am. I can't put it down.
Oh.
Definitely wanna. Yeah,
It's so exciting. Every single time, Charlie, it's just oh god. All this stuff that's going on in our life. I don't hear my
yep,
dog. But the drama and the all of the propaganda and the politics and aren't we tired of that? Aren't we tired
yeah,
of it?
hmm,
Let's move on to the new world and see what's happening right now.
yeah,
This is the story of how humanity wins. It's so inspiring.
yeah. It's get that right. I definitely gifts are going to be easy this year. The gifts are going to be easy because it's going to be a lot of this and a lot of what John has written.
Yeah,
It's amazing,
yeah,
and I have so many friends that are authors and doing amazing things. Um, Tony Cadoa, he's from I'm Right. He's actually writing a book and he's really getting into it. And
good.
it's glad to see visit some people from the Atlanta's Writers Club, and so I think he's getting inspired to finish that up. Another amazing dude. Um,
So just so people know, it's Deals Danger Destiny. John's book.
yes, thank you. Took the words right out of my mouth. And uh, normally I would put a picture of it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to constantly share it on the podcast page, my profiles, just to get it out there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so amazing. Merrilee,
Mark, this is it. You got to get on.
yeah, yeah. It, so when are you next on Spotify?
Well, John and I try to go on every day. We try.
Okay.
He was really under the wire to get book 2, Floppy Feathers,
Hmm.
to the publisher, and I just can't wait. People have been blown away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then for me, I try to go on. I mean, I'm not, I don't have a regular every single night, but I'm trying to just get on there and, um, give some more clarity. Not really about the game, but about life when I go on.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well,
But
you
thank you
can.
for the plug. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on the podcast. The Really Charlie podcast is going to be on podup.com, and that's going to be bringing our podcast every week to you, being Tuesday and Wednesday, because we also have the show with Paula Young, and the facts and stories of fentanyl and the dangers of it. So we do that every Wednesday, but it's all going to be coming to you from podup.com, along with YouTube and everything that I can. I'm going to stream it as much as I can, different platforms, and also Spotify. Sometimes I tend to leave my stuff off Spotify by accident. It's not on purpose. I assume like I'm clicking and I'm sharing everything, and then boom, I said I didn't put that on Spotify, so I'm trying to put everything on it because it's Spotify is a huge part of my life, and StreamYard, which we're doing right now, is something that's been very good to me because I have so many different things in audio and video of many of my guests, and now I have audio and video view twice, and that means a lot. You definitely the award you achieved, and could you name the award for me? I'm sorry.
The
It should be
International Impact Award.
yes. Um, and let's talk about that. Let's close the podcast with that story. How'd you get notified about it, and who nominated you?
Just they just I don't know. I don't know how all these things happen, but your book is put into these, I guess, a contest, right? Just
Hmm.
and people review the book, they read the book, and next thing you know, you've got reviews that it's like, who wrote that? Who wrote that glowing review? And it's really lovely. Yeah. And sometimes it takes a while to catch on because obviously if people aren't hearing about it, it's really important that they hear about it. And I really appreciate you having me on, Charlie, because
Yeah.
I mean, this is really the ride of our next adventure for humanity, you know,
Mm,
cross over into our new world. This is it.
yeah. It's
And the sooner we get on, everybody gets on, the better. The better your life is going to be. It's the answer. Love is always the answer. And
hmm
you know how to apply love as the answer to every situation, dilemma, challenge, question, anything in life. You're going to struggle and you're going to get hurt and it's like, just get on board and learn the answer.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. Define, like you said, 4 or 5 words to define the word love, and you'll be all right. The I'm going to continue with my reading, continue on supporting you, Merrilee. You're an amazing person. Definitely, um, first impressions meant a lot. Just listen to the Merrilee show, um, and then we were able to kind of be guests in some other different other shows, and I heard some other conversations you had with other people, and so I'm glad. I got to thank that platform for putting me in,
Mhm.
putting you and I connected, and here it is. It's a little over a year, and we're still doing things. You're supporting me more than some of my friends and family are, and you're my friend, but when you kind of think of it, I had people that I've known for decades and
Yeah.
have done for me what you have done, and I appreciate it. Um, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Um, all right. So,
Likewise.
thank you.
I
Thank you.
appreciate you sticking it out with me and just taking my hand and saying, there's something about this girl. Don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And
Yep.
here we are, and you're going to be on the ride with us. And I can't wait to have your feedback. I really can't.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna do that as soon as possible. And I think I'll be done with John's book by the end of the day tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna kind of be critiquing that and putting a review on it, and not critiquing it because I think it's amazing. There's nothing I can critique, nothing I want to change, And that's the same with your book, as I read the pages, I'm like, wow, that was good. And that's what we're
Yeah.
supposed to say, right? That was good. That was good, you know. So, Merrily, you are a blessed and good person, and continue to stay in my life. I'll stay in yours, and let's constantly love and support each other with our shows, our books. I have 2 books on almost getting ready. I'm going to end up speaking to a publisher, friend of mine, and I had her on the podcast, but where she's working with me so I can basically do it right, because I was self-publishing a lot of books and I made some mistakes. Um, and I'm not going to do that anymore. Definitely not going to do it. I think I write some things that people can understand and absorb, and I don't want to ever have anybody take my book off the shelf. And that's what happened to me in this past year.
Mm.
So gonna really do it over. I'm gonna do it over, make it amazing, and but I'm gonna do it with some guidance. You know, no more self-taught stuff. I gotta do it with some guidance and get me through it.
Good.
Um,
That's how we learn,
yeah.
Just do
So
it again until we get it right. And I did want to mention, Charlie, real quick, that if there's some people that don't like to go to Amazon to buy things.
mhm.
And if they don't want to go to Amazon to buy things, they can go to my website and get the book,
Yes,
Merrilee of Solana.com.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna definitely gonna push that website a little bit more. Right. I
Thank
mean, only because it gives something better than what an Amazon ad is doing, right? It's your website. And it also may bring you to something else on you. Kind of get your attention to something else. Um, that's a part of Merrilee, right? It might sway to the left, to the right. It's not the book, all right? It's the lesson. It's this, it's that, and kind of surfing your webpage, right?
Yeah.
To learn a little bit more.
Just come into
Actually,
our world. That's it. Just come into our world of love.
that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Then watch, read. Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we are definitely going to do that. I'm going to do a lot of things this next hour, and one of the things I'm going to do is put this on Spotify right away. Thank you everybody for listening to Merrilee, uh, Princess Merrilee of Solana, and the book that she wrote is called The Game, and I want to get the subtitle: Winning by Virtue, One Move at a Time. It says Her Royal Majesty Princess Merrilee of Solana. This is the book. It's an amazing book. Please put it on your nightstand, put it on your coffee table, put it in your backpack. Just put it, keep it with you, and start reading, and you will be amazed. And then don't forget the reviews. Go on Amazon, go on her website, give her reviews that she so so kindly deserves.
Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, and on Goodreads too. You can go
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Good reads.
Oh,
All right, my friend.
okay,
You definitely you call me, need me, you have my number. You can email me, do whatever. You need anything, please get in touch with me.
thank you.
And I'll be listening. You may not hear me on Spotify, but I'm listening.
Good.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Charlie. Okay.
Thank
Love
you.
you. Mwah.
Love you too.
Bye.
God bless you.
You too,
All right.
Charlie. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye. Merrilee, she's definitely amazing and blessed author. She has some lessons. She's definitely a good teacher. You want to get involved, and you want to go in her classroom and basically learn online and everything that she offers. She's a good business person. She's going to give you a great product, and something that you can use for the rest of your life. And it's the game. The game is just something that's amazing. Get this book. If you're a reader, get it. You know, um, I was blessed, coming across her on the other platform, and through that platform, I met a bunch of friends, and they all more or less been here on the Really Charlie podcast. So feel free, to get in touch with me. Email is really Charlie podcast um, at gmail.com. Our website will be up very, very soon, within a few days. You're also going to have that website that you can go to, and feel free to, and you get community events. You have anything that you want to kind of get over the air, just get in touch with me. Whether it's a flyer, send it to me, and I'll make an announcement of it. All right. So we will be back next Tuesday. Two podcasts. We are going to have um, Fentanyl Facts and Stories with Paula Young, my co-host. We're also going to have Rakeem King. He will be on. We rescheduled that, which was going to be on last week. So I will have two podcasts next Tuesday. It'll be back to back. And so feel free to join both of them. Join one of them, but please, your support is very, very well appreciated. I love it. Like to see when you're sharing things. Like to see when you're subscribing to the Really Charlie podcast channel on YouTube. Really means a lot. and keep liking the podcast also on Spotify. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. We will see you next Tuesday. God bless. And don't forget the game. Everything. You do everything with love. And you should be all right. You should be all right. All right. God bless. Thank you. And I will see you guys later.